Alright, so getting ready to go to work here, and I'm going to wear one pair and then take the other pair with me, because I don't know how these WESCOs are going to work out. The last time I wore them all day, my feet got to hurting because I always used to wearing a 1977 or a 55 or even a 4811 last, and the WESCO last is just different. Now, if you remember, I was talking about this the other day. If you look at the lacing on these two boots, and you can see the one on the right, how it's canted or cockeyed or whatever, and it's off quite a little bit. And that can happen during the manufacturing process, where it gets twisted like that. You know, I mean, it is what it is. You know, but that can happen, and in most cases that's considered normal. So anyway, but yeah, that's kind of that extra work that they have to go through after the boot or during the building process to make sure that this doesn't happen, but it still can. All right, in an earlier segment I was talking about these Highliners. These are made by WESCO, and I said I was going to go ahead and try and wear them today and see how things went. And they don't have as significant of an arch as my other boots, which are pretty much my Franks. I also wear my whites from time to time, and the arches in those are more significant than what they are in this, although this is better than the Jobmaster, and that's just, you know, from wearing them. So the one thing that I did mention was how a last can get canted or twisted. I think I used the word cockeyed, but what we're looking at here is the boot on the right, and you can see I'm pretty much lined up on the line there, and this lineman patch here is farther ahead than what this one is, and this outside, the outside laces are further back than this. And you can see that on the left boot, the false tongue is straight and it comes out straight, whereas on the right boot, this one's on the right side is off hunting coons somewhere. It's, you know, pointing off to the right, and that's just indicative of the fact that the last is twisted. I'm sure it fits within their quality control standards, most likely. It feels all right, you know, because both boots feel the same. It's just more of a cosmetic thing, and you know, it's only when a person notices it that it really sticks out. But I am going to go ahead and change these out, because this left knee sustained a tibial plateau fracture. The tibia is your bottom bone, for those that don't know the anatomy, and the bottom of the femur actually smacked into the top of the tibia really hard, and it crushed it. And when it starts hurting, it feels like there's razor blades in there, and so I'm starting to get that feeling now, and I really don't want to have to deal with that, since I got to work the rest of the day and tomorrow. If I did wear these long enough, like, you know, multiple days in a row, that would resolve on its own. But then once I went back to my Franks, it would feel significantly better. And you know, right now, like I said, I just don't want to get to that point, so I'll go ahead and change them out. All right, so I have both boots here sitting end to end, and I have not done this yet, where I've actually set them end to end to check and see what the differences are in some of them. I mean, from wearing them, I can tell you, you know, one feels better than the other, and that the one that doesn't feel quite as good as the one, if I wear it long enough and for, you know, enough days in a row, then, you know, some of those issues will resolve some. So first of all, let's look at construction between the two boots. The one on the right is a WESCO Highliner, 16-inch, and it is built with a steel shank, and it also has a steel plate on the front part of the heel. So right in this area here, there's a steel plate that's there to offer additional support. On the Franks, it's a monkey boot built on a 1977 last. It does not have a steel shank. Everything is leather inside there as far as the shank is concerned. But for me, the Franks feels more significant. There seems to be more significant support in the arch than what there is with the WESCO. Now, it's not saying that the WESCO is a bad boot, because it's not. I like them both. But I just so happen I can wear the Franks longer. I work 12-hour shifts and I work on concrete. So I need something that's going to offer me the support that I need. And plus I've got, you know, I've had 4 back surgeries. I've got a knee surgery that was done on my left knee. That's not, and then I had a spinal fusion done outside of the back surgeries. And then I've got this Forster's disease, which basically, in a nutshell, the ligaments of your spine and surrounding structures, the ligaments turn to bone, they calcify. So my spine is more like a stick than it is a rigid stick, because I've only got about 4 vertebrae in my entire spine, from my base of my spine all the way up to my skull, that is actually free. The rest of them are all fused together. So I need something that's going to give me, you know, support. And so I don't have a tape measure. So what I did is I took this piece of paper and I made it the height of the WESCO, and this fits right underneath the arch there at the highest point. And then I decided we'd take the same measurement and we'd check over here, and yeah, there's a significant difference there between the two boots as far as the arch support is concerned. You're getting a much more significant arch with the Franks than you are with the WESCO. That's not saying the WESCO is bad. It's just got a different last. It's got a different structure. And again, it has a metal shank, which that may play into, you know, that type of design. I don't know if a metal shank with a more pronounced arch, you would feel it more and it would lead to more issues, or what. I don't know. But the one thing that I can tell you for sure is, you know, working on concrete for 12 hours, the Franks definitely, you know, feels better than the WESCO. And I started with WESCO when I got into the PNW boots. That was one of the first ones that I went to because I really like the design of it. And it's a fine boot. I've got no issues with it, other than it just doesn't give me the support that I need long term versus the Franks. So for someone that is looking for arch support and looking for maybe a more comfortable boot where you're doing, you know, a lot of walking and on concrete and so on and so forth, you know, the Franks may be a little bit better for you. Whereas if you are actually doing climbing, which is what the Highliner is designed to do, where, you know, you're climbing on poles and whatnot, then, you know, that might be more, you know, gauged for the type of work that you're doing. But I just thought it was interesting. Like I said, I just wanted to take a look and see what the differences were. And for me, I mean, Franks just checks more of the boxes, you know, considering the conditions that I have. So, but if you have any questions or anything, don't hesitate to reach out. I'd be glad to answer them.